With a Raster Graphics submission page, I want to make sure I'm very clear about what I expect you to hand in. I'm just going to go to the Raster Graphics page. I'm just going to click and make it not have any big picture at the top, just to make it a little bit easier so that you can see. You can see this page is empty. Drag the elements here. And the first thing you always do, either with the paragraph with title or with the title, is just drag it to the very top. And if we give it the title that is the name of the page, then it helps everybody to know, yes, you're actually on the right page. I realize that usually it will be highlighted, as this one is. But that what we really want to do is we want to be able to type in Raster Graphics right here, which it's not doing. So let's try this again. Maybe I'll wait for the orange bar to show up this time. This time the orange bar showed up, so there it is. Now you don't have to have the same paragraph underneath, that's fine. You can add your own creativity there, but certainly if we're going to have a Raster Graphics page up here, we should have a Raster Graphics page here. And then what we want to do next is we want to add a multiple columns down underneath it. And we're going to use multiple columns quite a bit on this page. And almost always it's going to be set to 3. And so, for instance, just to simplify, what we want to do is we want a paragraph with title here where we can talk about the activity. So each activity, so say we start out with activity 1, and in this case it's going to be 5 5 filters on amber, and then in 6 layers. And then what we want is we want to drag down pictures into the other ones. Now on the very, very first time we do this, I'd like some headings here just so that you can remember what's going on. So we won't need these headings every time. The first heading is going to be called original, and the second heading, if it gets there eventually, is going to be called edited. Okay. And it's got a fancy font. So in this slide here, or this area, I'm going to put the amber picture, and in this one here, I'm going to put my edited picture. So I'm just going to speed up the video for a second here, go get those, and then we should be all ready to go by the end. Now once you've got your original picture and your edited picture both up, what you'll notice is that you get this little red dot in the corner. You don't need the full size image. If you want a smaller image, you can. But what you'll notice is that there's a menu choices that come up, and one of the menu choices says open larger image when clicked. This is actually really helpful because it will allow me to see your full size image, no matter what size you resize this to. So for instance, with Amber, yeah, I can open the full-size image later, but I don't really need a large-size image of Amber. As a matter of fact, I barely need any image of Amber at all because she's a known. Everyone's going to have the same one here, but everyone will have a different project here. So I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. And then the last thing I need to add underneath the edited picture is I need to actually put my file. So whether it's a PSD file from Photoshop or an XCF file from the GIMP, I need to make sure that the orange line is just underneath this little area here. You might, if you get it in the wrong place, which it's very easy to do, it will look like this when you get it in the right place, but just for those of you that get it in the wrong place, it'll look something like this. If you just click on the blue bar and drag it around, eventually the orange line will appear where you want it to go. And now I can click here to upload my file. It gives me a new menu choice up here, so I click to upload my file. And then what I need to do is I need to find my either XCF file or GIMP image or PSD file if you're using Photoshop. And click open. And this may take a little longer because it's a bigger file. It has all the layers preserved and all the high quality preserved. But you'll know it worked when it says the actual name of the file right here. You can see I did mine with the GIMP, so it's XCF. And if you click on download file, it only gives you this choice. It doesn't let you download it. If you want to test that to see that it's actually working, you need to publish your site. And so when you publish your site and then go to the link, And you will then need to go to the correct page because it will, of course, not send you to the right page. So there's my original Amber picture. Here's my edited picture. Okay, and then if I want to download this file, I can click here and it will pop me open a window. Would I like to download it? Right now I don't actually want to download it. And these ones here, remember I chose to click for a larger image. And when I click for the larger image, there's the larger image that I can look at, and then I can right click and choose Save As or whatever other choices are available. I don't really want any of that right now, but those are just some of the things. Now activity 2 is going to go underneath. And so in order to do that, I'm just going to repeat this whole process all over again. So I'm going to go back to my basic area and choose a multiple columns. Okay, and this is just to keep you refreshed. I want 3. I'm going to put a paragraph with title here, and I'm going to put my pictures here. Now remember, I don't need to put the title again with the pictures. I can just keep it simple. There's 1, there's 2. If I want to shrink this over so it's the same as the other one, put it somewhere right around there. And then I just go and get my pictures, and this time I would call it activity 2. And I would put in here whatever activity 2 involved. Now you understand what I expect for submissions. So each activity is going to be clearly named, have a brief write-up. Might need to put a little bit more of a write-up in as we go because things will get more complicated. The original picture, the edited picture, either as a JPEG or as a PNG. That's sort of your choice in some of them and not your choice in others, but for now it's your choice. And then the actual file, which we got from under the multimedia tab and chose the file.